Welcome back to another video. I'm your trader Sam, and today we're going to just go through what could potentially happen here for Bitcoin because we have been thrown a few curveballs here. We were looking bullish for a minute when we did come up here to 26,738. Then we got even more volume on that swing failure pattern, and price did come down to almost test these lows at 26k. But before we get into the thick of it, guys, please remember I am not a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is for educational purposes, and you know what time it is. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button for the algorithm, guys. Come on, let's do this together. Let's help this channel grow. Okay, let's get straight into it. So in the last update, there were a few scenarios that we were looking at. We had this potential Gartley pattern playing out where we did have X, A, B, C of the Gartley pattern put in. But when we came up to that daily and leg D zone that we were looking at, price just shot straight through it. So as you know, guys, if you've been watching the channel, if you don't see any reaction at the level that we're looking at, you simply don't take the trade, right? So that trade was off the table. There was nothing there. However, we always have a backup plan, and that backup plan managed to get us into a really nice short. If you remember, I spoke about the potential of this level at 26,738 getting that swing failure pattern. And there's good reason why I have made that video talking about how the swing failure pattern is my favorite trade setup, because as we had spoken about in that last video, price did come up, failed to gain any kind of acceptance above 26,738, and we had a couple of opportunities to get into that short. We could have got into that short where we initially came up here and failed to close above, or you could have waited for that retest where you drop down, you get that sign of weakness, and then you come back up with lower volume roughly to that 618 level right there. You come back up, you retest that 618, and then you can take the trade right there. Your stop loss goes just above the high here. And we love these types of setups because the invalidation and stop loss is so close by that you are able to get into a really nice risk to reward trade, right? You'd have your stop loss right there. Your entry would have been up here at that 618. And then you are targeting the value area high, which is already presenting itself with a 3.67 risk to reward ratio. And then down here at the point of control, obviously, that ratio is just increasing and increasing. So my hat goes off to those of you that did follow this setup that was spoken about and managed to get into that trade. Well done to yourself. Now we have got this rise all the way back up to the value area high, and I want to show you what has happened here. Price came down and had front ran this value area low, and then we got another swing failure pattern of this low right over here. And after that swing failure pattern, we did get a pretty good rise all the way up to the 618 from that high at 26,848 to this low right over here. What we are seeing right now is a lot of consolidation right above the value area high. The tricky thing about this move to the upside above the value area high is the low volume of the move. It's similar to this fake out that we did see here yesterday, where you fake out the value area high and then come back beneath. However, in this instance, we can see here that the ES S&P 500 could be potentially forming this bullish inverse head and shoulders. And if that is the case and this is to play out, so if the ES comes up here and retests this 4,327 zone again, because it has already retested it several times, I do think that level will crack and price will go higher. So right now, I actually do have a bit of a bullish bias because of this pattern that is in front of us right now on the ES, and the simple fact that even though the volume is low, we can't deny that Bitcoin right now is at support and above the value area high. So that does lead me to believe that the next target for Bitcoin here is going to be these highs at 26,738. I do believe that if price comes up there, for the third time, it will get some sort of rejection. However, because we are making these higher lows on lower time frames, I would expect another higher low to be put in and for this zone to be tested and potentially broken to go on and test these highs over here at 26,847. Now, all of this is really going to depend on whether or not this is in fact an inverse head and shoulders that we are looking at right now for the ES. Personally, I've taken a very small position here at the value area high. I didn't want to put too much on the table for the simple fact that volume has been quite low. We do have news coming out in an hour, and this pattern right over here for the ES has not been confirmed yet. Until we do get that breakout, it has not been confirmed. So I'm right now just in a small position with my stop loss beneath this low right over here, and I'm waiting to see what unfolds in the next hour, because there is a possibility of us obviously still rolling over here just because the volume is pretty insignificant at the moment. Zooming out here on the Bitcoin charts just to show you the important levels that I am looking at. So obviously we spoke about this local value area high here where we are currently above, and that is significant support. If we are to lose that support there, then we could definitely look down to 26,252 where we do have this MPOC level, which is matching up nicely with the point of control of this lower time frame range that we have been inside of. Beneath that, we have a daily level at 26,208. Then we have these lows here at 25,980 where a lot of liquidity is sat. So it wouldn't surprise me if at some point, maybe when we do have the news coming out in an hour's time, that price does come down and sweeps all of these lows before getting another big pump up. In terms of longs though, yeah, obviously I said I have taken a very small position here above the value area high, given the fact we are above support and the potential for the ES putting in that inverse head and shoulder. The other possibility that I see for longs would be coming up, breaking 26,738, and on that back test, getting in for that potential continuation to the upside. Yesterday was easy to get into this short because of the way the ES was looking. At the time that we did come up and test this high right over here, right? The ES was looking bearish because it was breaking down from that level that we spoke about in the last update. Until we do start to see some more bearish signals coming from the ES, personally, I'm not going to be looking for any shorts. I'm only going to be looking at getting in on these retracements for long positions. Now, when I talk about retracements, I'm talking about any of these levels that I do have marked here on the chart. So obviously this value area high, this high at 26,738, and then above you can see we have these daily levels. I'm really going to be mirroring my trades off what the ES is doing. So if the ES and Bitcoin are both at support, I'm going to be looking for longs. If the ES and Bitcoin are at resistance, then I'll be looking for shorts. It's pretty much as simple as that right now because there is strong correlation between the two at the moment. If you're enjoying these updates, guys, and you are finding value, I highly recommend that you check the link in the description below for the Legends Discord community. There's some amazing content in there. Also, if you're looking for, in my opinion, the best exchange to do your trading on, I highly recommend Bybit, and you can get up to $30,000 worth of bonuses by using the link below. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.